Full electric vehicle strategy is killing millions of jobs and pushing middle class to lower income level, since on production of electric vehicles are planning to be much more autonomous, comparing internal combustion engine vehicles. Car makers does not want to pay millions of dollars of packages to employees, and instead of 100% electric vehicle transformation, car makers push the administration to continue internal combustion vehicles in parallel. Joe Biden just got a brutal warning. The car makers have warned him to stop pushing electric vehicles so densely by regulations and penalties, otherwise the EV market will crash. All people start to hate electric vehicle car makers. They are thinking electric vehicles are nothing but a giant money-making scam. Thousands of jobs lost, more than $5 billion in losses, and despite Biden's forced electrification push, customers are simply rejecting electric vehicles hard. But weren't electric vehicles supposed to be, since there is a mileage anxiety, and people are questioning the impact of electric vehicles cause the environmental problem. Thanks for joining today's video. If you have not yet, please subscribe and like the video. Your support is very important to grow this channel. Thanks in advance. Electric vehicles are killing the middle class. Electric vehicle manufacturers are raising warnings, authorities, and each other to questioning their own electric vehicle strategy and go back to combustion cars. Why? Because they don't want to be ripping off the middle class anymore, with thousands of EVs lying unsold in dealer lots. The EV hype is finally over. Prices will come crashing down. So what happened since electrification wind started on automotive industry in United States? The Biden administration has been forcing all car makers to make more and more electric vehicles beyond another countries did. And if the United States brands are not getting the requested level of EV as administration forced, the car makers have just threatened to face millions of dollars penalty considering their emission level. To saying that, the administration also getting support from environmentalists, agencies, and some folks to push emission level as minimum as they can. But on the other hand, no one taking into consideration that pure electric vehicles production may cost thousands of people jobs. By the way, electric vehicles are not innocent on environment since they have battery recycling issue. But I will explain this in another video since requires more detail. Car makers Toyota, General Motors, Ford, and Volkswagen are freaking out because Biden's team has rolled out these new rules that are all about boosting electric vehicles. But they do not care how the people can afford electric vehicles since electric vehicles are overpriced. Biden administration wants to get environmentalist support before going to election and does not care about car makers' current situation, and sadly how the job loss is going to impact people's life on long-term period. As usual, politicians just want to save the day instead protecting future. Biden administration pushing government employees to buy electric vehicle, and funny part is one of the plan he convey is that to convert military light vehicles into electric vehicles. Biden administration is pushing car makers to reach 80% full electric vehicle by 2035, which target is extremely bold since currently car makers are only 3% in practicality of charging electric vehicles. High price and infrastructure is not enough to respond people's requirements. On the other hand, car makers are fully depends on traditional internal combustion engines performance to circulate blood into their companies to pay employees salary, invest on research and development for future products, and satisfy shareholders by sharing dividends. So how the car makers are reacting on Biden administration on electric vehicle strategy. Let's start with Ford Company, which is leading by Jim Farley, start to establish the electric vehicle line in manufacturing all over the world. Assigned their engineers to focus on electric vehicles, instead improving their current lineup, which is massively internal combustion engine, flowing all their money to electric vehicle pricing strategy, marketing, and intelligence. But fact is, in United States, dealers are suffering to wipe out the huge stock of electric vehicle lying on yard more than 6 months, and Ford Company facing tremendous financial hit by selling those vehicles with negative margin. Other big player is General Motors, leading by Mary Barra. They were long time ago in electric vehicle industry with Chevy Bolt EV, which is the best-selling vehicle with partially higher price comparing with other competitions, and refusing to lower the price even they were getting significant margin on this compact car. And with this strategy, they started to price electric pickups, thinking people will buy them anyways because they are trendy now. But this led to change customers' perception and impact companies' future sales. One of the disappointing car is Cadillac Lyrics, which sold only 1,400 units, and the Legend Hummer electric vehicle pickup barely selling 50 units, almost 85% drop versus last year. Traditional automakers are suffering to sell electric vehicles as expected level. Companies are raising their voice in all platforms. People are not ready to buy electric vehicle. Countries are not ready with regulations. Roads are not ready enough to use some intelligence mobility. Charging stations are not ready to respond all demand. Infrastructure is not mature enough to support people's requirements, and so on and so forth. Even government are giving additional incentives. Unfortunately, the world is not ready yet. As a result, when we're saying world is not ready for electric vehicle, please do not consider only some states of United States like California, Norway, Germany, or developed countries which electric vehicle infrastructure can respond somehow people's expectations. When we say it's not ready, please consider also the emerging countries, third world countries, or even India, which has tremendous yearly car sales, or Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Car makers cannot sell electric vehicles because of heat issue, etc. So what do you think? Please share your comments with us. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. Stay tuned for our next exploration into the extraordinary contents.